Shalom. All praise and glory go to the Most High, Yahawashi, Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Ramlab, and the Shalom to all the sincere Achim that are pushing the spirit of sincerity and the truth. Before I continue on to say that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel, that the Bible speaks about, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chosen people of the Heavenly Father, and the people that live in the land of Israel today, they go back to the Karsarians, which go back to the biblical Amalekites, which is the chief head tribe of the nation of Esau Edom, and the people that call themselves white, European, Caucasian, Australian, or American, they all go back to the nation of Esau Edom as well. Now, these videos are made to wake up our people, to lead them back to the Heavenly Father, because judgment is being passed upon the planet Earth. Prophecies are coming to pass. By the way, the people that call themselves white, European, Caucasian, Australian, or American, they all go back to the nation of Esau Edom, okay? Now, I'm going to make a quick video concerning this topic about Peter denying Yahawashi 3 times, right? And I'm going to read about it, and then I'm going to break it down, okay? So this is Matthew 26 and 69. Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also wast with Yahawashi of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. Okay, now remember that he denied Yahawashi, right? Don't the scriptures clearly state that whoever denies Yahawashi, he shall be denied before his Father? Doesn't that state that? Does that make the Bible incorrect? Does that make the Bible contradictory? But we're gonna find out. We're gonna read this. It says, But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Yahawashi of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Yahawashi, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. You see? Now, does that mean Peter wasn't the man of the Lord? Don't forget, Moses himself, right? The man that the Most High chose to lead the Israelites out of Egypt to the promised land was a man that committed murder, man. He basically straight up committed murder. You see? But yeah, did the Most High still chose him? Why did the Most High choose a man like that committed murder? Does that make the Bible contradictory? Let's read some scriptures, man. You know, so people believe that these men were also men that were in the flesh. You understand? That's why Yahawashi had to come. You know, and let's read this right here. Where Yahawashi says, Matthew 10, let's read it. Matthew 10 and 33, I believe it is, right? Matthew 10, verse 33. It says, But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven. So Peter, you know, he's supposed to be denied before his Father, right? No, that is not necessarily the case. Why? Why is that? Then we can read Romans 9 and 13, right? I believe it's somewhere like that there. For you see Moses have mercy. Okay. Come on. Romans 9 and 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High, right? That showeth mercy. All right? And the Most High chose these men to show us as well, you know, because we also have our corruptions among ourselves, you know. We have our fleshly thoughts, our fleshly minds sometimes, you know. We also have our, how do you say that, shortcomings. But that shows you that he still might have mercy on you, man. And that these people, these men, were not squeaky clean, all perfect. 9 times out of 10, if you're like that, the Most High is not dealing with you. You know, I'm not saying that you're supposed to be a criminal and a thief and a robber and all these things, but the Most High, like Solomon himself, the wisest man that ever existed upon the planet Earth, the wisest king upon the planet Earth, he committed spiritual fornication. King David, he committed committed adultery, and he was a man according to the Yahawashi, according to the Lord's heart, man. All right. Over here it says Peter is widely considered the head of chief or chief apostle, though Christian denominations interpret the nature of his leadership differently. His role as the leader of the early church features distinct perspectives depending on the tradition. Eastern Orthodox tradition honors Peter as the chief among the apostles alongside Paul, granting him a primacy of honor. Let's see. And Peter was the head man. You see, he was the head man. He was the head man. Yeah, so he was the one that Yahawashi loved. You see, and he was actually and Paul was the one, John was the one Yahawashi loved, and Peter was the rock, basically. That's the one the Most High chose, man. But I just wanted to make a quick point on that, showing you that these men were not squeaky clean, and they were also believing they also had their shortcomings. All right. So if you try to be squeaky clean, that's a good cause, but not saying not to try it, but don't be overly righteous neither, because you're gonna destroy yourself. So read these scriptures and you see that these men had shortcomings. Moses committed he committed murder, man. King Solomon, he worshipped idols, man. Peter, he denied Yahawashi. He denied Yahawashi. Right? Now who else? You have King David, he committed adultery and murder, actually. But still, the Most High chose him. You see? So, that the Most High shows us his character, that he has great mercies. If you read King Manasseh, his letter, you see that the Most High is merciful. He had his head was bound. He couldn't even lift up his head, man. That's how bad it was for him. Eventually, he got his power back, and he took down all the idols, and he worshipped Yahawashi. So with that, I'm gonna say all praise and glory go to the Most High Yahawashi. Shalom.